Hello, fellow anti-novelists. Victoria here with another installment of character development, working with your character's wound and their subsequent misbelief because of it. We're looking at my disc binder, and today we're going to take a quick look at my main male character, Marshall Branch. So, let's break it down. James Scott Bell, which is one of my favorite fiction coaches, likes to talk about using a triangle in order to get your character onto a page so you can start to work out what you need to do for their story. So let's use the triangle and see what that means. But before we do that, let's have an overview. So first of all, in book 1, Marshall begins with a wound. That wound results in a misbelief about himself and his life. I'm going to throw choices and conflicts at him that force him to grow so that by the end of book 1, he arrives at half of the truth. Because, dun dun dun, we have to get him to book 2, where he begins with that half-truth, which leads him to another misbelief about himself and his life, throw characters and conflict at him and force him to grow so that at the end of book 2, he actually learns the truth about his life and the direction that he wants to go. So now let's flip it and take a look at the pyramid. He begins in 1918 because of a situation that I won't share, no spoilers. He comes to the conclusion that I am a monster. I am cursed. I cannot be loved. I am not lovable. And he chooses a solitary life. So let's go up to the midpoint. This is actually the end of book 1, right? Because we're talking about a 2-book arc. So as a result of flashbacks that we'll see in 1944 and 1962 in book 1, we're going to end up at the present, 2019. And we're going to find out that he discovers maybe I can be loved, but only conditionally. Only if he meets a specific set of conditions for himself will he think that he can be loved. And that's the end of book 1. So in order to continue that arc so that we get to the end of book 2, we're going to throw conflict, other characters, growth opportunities at him, and force him to grow to the final conclusion, which is I am lovable, I'm not a monster, and I can be loved no matter what. Now, a quick word about creating your character arcs. Here's the deal. This is a pro tip. Don't put your character through the same sets of circumstances on the same growth path. Readers don't want to see a character work through something and solve something and have that behind them only to then, in another chapter or in another book, go back to that same starting point, start over, and fight those same monsters over again. Does that make sense? Always be giving them fresh challenges, fresh misbeliefs, fresh conflicts that push them further along their journey. Never go backwards, always go forwards. So I hope that helped. Look a little bit more at the character's wound and the resulting misbeliefs and how those can drive your story forward by pushing your character through. So I will see you next time. Get those words on the page because they won't stay in your head forever. Thank you.